there's a famous face, Mr. Hale and Mr. Pace. Welcome to Australia for our famous race.
Thank you.
Took me seconds to think of it.
I love it. It's a bit of poetry in motion. And you're the person with that beautifully framed face. What a head full of hair. Lovely.
Based on a small pony, your hair, I think. Lovely.
Pay for hair, they reckon.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What a ginormous shock to find you two blokes at the bar.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? I mean, look, but I'm on the orange juice.
It doesn't go well with penicillin, the grog, does it?
Yeah. 4 vodkas, thank you very much.
Thanks for nothing for bringing the pommy weather across with you. We appreciate it.
Well, you know, we thought we'd better make the going a bit more difficult, a bit heavier, make it more of an interesting race.
Yeah.
Seriously, Australia seems to have a soft spot for Hale and Pace.
Fortunately, yeah. I mean, it's our favourite place to come and visit. It's a great country, you know. So for the first time, we've been over 6 times now, 6 tours. This is the first chance to actually see the Melbourne Cup, so we're very excited today.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just an Australian icon, it's a world icon sporting event.
Absolutely, yeah.
What do you like in it?
Well, I'm looking at Karazi, number 18. We had a game of golf yesterday, and one of the guys on the golf course gave us that as a tip. So put a few quid on Karazi.
Okay, and your good self?
Celestial Show I'm going for.
Okay, there you go. A couple of men with absolutely no idea when it comes to the Melbourne Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, Hale and Pace.
It's the mischief maker himself with that famous comedy duo, Hale and Pace. Peter Donegan's in the mounting yard with some late scratchings, PD.
Yeah, and I've got some bad news for Hale and Pace too, Sandra. The horses they tip, both of them don't handle wet going. So anyway, race 8, number 9, The Collector, is a late scratching. Race 9, number 15, Prince Rubiton, is a late scratching. So race 8, number 9, race 9, number 15, both of those Brian Mayfield Smith-trained gallopers out because of the state of the track. Sandra?
Thanks, Peter. Yes, looking ahead to this afternoon now, should Rain Gauge win today's Tui's new Melbourne Cup, it will be a triumph for 2 men from both worlds and decades apart. George Hannon, the octogenarian trainer, and a 3-time Cup victor. And of course, the man who'll be legging up the young Karen McAvoy, just 21 years old this week. And just on this day, 12 months ago to the day, he had a date with destiny.
On the golf course, he looks like just another young bloke with a pretty handy swing. But on this day, a year ago, his was the most famous name in the nation.
What a moment in the young life of Karen McAvoy as he comes to the most prized place in Australian racing. The winner.
You're recognised in the street now? Do people know who you are?
Sort of for a couple of weeks after the Melbourne Cup I was, but it sort of died down after that. Every now and then you'll get someone that might pick you out, but other than that, you still go unrecognised.
What's easy to recognise is that this is a young man with an unshakable belief in his ability to compete at the highest level under the pressure cooker atmosphere of a race like the Melbourne Cup.
The horses race a lot tighter and none of the other jockeys give you an inch, so once the barrier's open, it's on for young and old.
Can you remember what went through your mind in the last 500 metres?
I was pretty excited, actually. I remember following Citrus Prince into the straight and thinking, geez, I'm travelling so well, and you know, I might be a chance to win this race, and I couldn't believe that it was going to happen so easy. I thought, you know, to win a Melbourne Cup would have to be a lot harder, but luckily my horse was a good stayer on the day, and I was pretty excited the last bit. There was a lot of hype after the race, and probably didn't have a lot of time to really sit down by myself and think about what I'd achieved, so it definitely took a couple of days.
Karen McAvoy raises the whip.
How did Streaky Bay take it all?
Actually, I think the TAB couldn't pay out.
That win cemented the working relationship between Karen and Brews trainer Michael Moroney, one which has gone on to enjoy further Group 1 success in the Blue Diamond with this filly True Jewels. And it also formed a friendship.
Since the Melbourne Cup, we definitely got a long way closer. We sort of see each other a bit socially, but he does most of my riding now.
But it wasn't always smooth sailing for the baby-faced young man from South Australia. He had his fair share of brushes with officialdom when he first came to Melbourne.
Just got a little bit tough at times riding for the Hayes stable, and a lot of pressure on you, and you know, make a couple of mistakes and then things go from there, but you know, luckily it turned around.
Are you as big a bandit as most of the jockeys are on the golf course?
Well, before I got my handicap, boys used to give me 24, but that soon come down. I'm off about a 19 now, so they're happy now.
The desire to succeed still burns as much as it ever did. But so far, for a young man who turned 21 just a few days ago, life has been just fine.
When I was young, I always used to think about, you know, I wonder if I'm good enough to ride in Melbourne. I wonder if I'm good enough to win a Melbourne Cup. And that's all I ever really wanted to do, all I ever wanted to really achieve. So it's a dream come true for me. You know, I couldn't be happy with the way things have turned out.
Last year's Melbourne Cup winning jockey, and of course very confident this year that Rain Gauge could pull off a second Melbourne Cup. And I understand PD is also tipping Rain Gauge, so fingers crossed for the young Karen McAvoy there, and of course George Hanlon. Well, let's not forget the big races. Just around 2 hours to go. We'll be seeing the countdown clock shortly, and as I said, the countdown is continuing all day to the big race that stops the nation. Now let's not forget our email address today, thecup@network10.com.au. Make sure you drop us a line. We've already received scores and scores of emails, I might add, from as far away as Cunnamulla to Wollongong, and not to mention many places across the globe. So drop us a line and let us know what you think of the coverage, and fingers crossed, we hope you're enjoying it. Thanks for joining us. Time now, though, to cross to the Sydney Regent, the Regent Hotel in Sydney, of course, with the delightful Sammy Lucas for the Variety Club Melbourne Cup luncheon. And Sammy, it's great that you could join us, and you've got many close friends. I understand you've got Maria Venuti there and some of my favourite Sydney Swans.
We certainly do, Sandra. We are having a ball here. Now, Melbourne Cup is, of course, an opportunity to frock up, look fabulous, throw on a hat or a few feathers, as the case may be. But more importantly, Melbourne Cup is an opportunity to stop work and go out to lunch. And that is exactly what's happening here in the Grand Ballroom of the Regent Hotel in Sydney. Of course, Melbourne Cup is celebrated all over the country. And I would suggest that office productivity for the next few hours, possibly the rest of the afternoon, will be very low to non-existent. Now, we've got 600 people here in the ballroom. This is, in fact, the biggest... Oh, say hello! Hello, my friend! This is the biggest Melbourne Cup function outside of Melbourne, raising money for the Variety Club. It's their 16th year holding this cup luncheon. Now, have a look who I found here. 600 people. We thought we'd have a few issues with the food and beverage department, so we've got Maria Venuti here.
Oh, gorgeous. Hello, Australia. It's party here at the Variety Club do at the Regent. My darling, I've brought my own lunch.
Yes, I noticed.
It was imported from Sicily. It's a calamari special, just in case I got a little hungry. But darling, honestly, the Variety Club, we're going to raise so much money and party for our special and needy kids.
$150,000.
Yes.
Thank you, Maria.
Do it. Mwah.
Enjoy your lunch.
Sure.
Might come back for a slice later. Maybe not. Now, of course, we may not have a racetrack here, but we still have fashions on the field. Let's talk to our stylist to the stars, Joe Bailey. Joe Bailey, welcome.
Hello.
Now, does Sydney know how to do Melbourne Cup fashion, or do we?
Oh, no, we certainly do. Look at these beautiful ladies here. They look spectacular today for the Melbourne Cup lunch.
We might just ignore the pizza on Maria Venuti's head, but other than that, we know how to do fashion.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about food substances as headwear, but anyhow.
Okay, so what is the look for Melbourne Cup in Sydney this year?
I think black and white is always a big look for Cup, and Joanna here is looking resplendent in black and white. And you know, racing is about colour, which is why I've chosen a really colourful outfit as well, because it's, you know, in Sydney it's a bright and sunny day, unlike Melbourne.
Oh, no umbrellas in this ballroom.
No, exactly.
None that we can see.
So we've got a really bright and colourful look here.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, ladies. You look fantastic. And as well, it's Bill, is it?
Ron.
Ron. Thank you, Ron. You look gorgeous. Okay, now, one of the major fundraisers here at the lunch is an auction, Sandra. In fact, you know you're at a Melbourne Cup lunch auction when you're bidding on a horse. That's exactly what is happening. Gay Waterhouse has...
Hi.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
Hey, Red, how are you?
That is a very interesting tone of makeup you're wearing. What is that, stucco?
Stucco? What are you talking about?
Oh, it's just such an interesting
Someone
colour.
gong this man. Now tell us about the auction, Red, the horse that we're auctioning today.
I've got absolutely no idea about the horse we're auctioning today.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
what sort of host are you?
Very much looking forward to working on the Nine Network later in the year.
Have you got a tip for us?
Yes, back a horse.
Okay, thank you very much. That was very exciting. Let me tell you about the horse. Gay Waterhouse has donated a horse that we'll be auctioning today. Sandra, I know you like your horses, so I'll put the starting bid in for you. Benny Elias, who's your tip for today?
Hey, Sammy, number 2, Sky Heights. Good mate Damien Oliver's riding it, and certainly an experienced campaigner. And just for all you Melbourneites down there, you baboons, we do celebrate Melbourne Cup, and it's sunny up here, and it's beautiful.
And you're looking beautiful in mustard.
Oh, Sammy, you're looking outstanding.
Thank you very much. Now, two faces you will be seeing a lot more of on Network 10 next year, thanks to our AFL coverage. Two of the gorgeous Sydney Swatty boys. We've got Leo Barry here and Ryan O'Keefe. I got the names right. Leo, what's your tip today?
May the horse be with you.
Oh, you're just going for the name, aren't you?
Exactly. I've got absolutely no idea what horse is going to run well, but it sounded well. So.
But you're just here for the free alcohol then, are you?
Yeah, it's quite nice actually. Yeah, it's going down quite smooth.
And to raise money for the kiddies as well. Okay, Ryan, now I know you're a Melbourne boy. So how does Sydney Melbourne Cup compare to Melbourne Cup?
Events like this, it's great. It's just, you know, you feel like I'm back in Melbourne. So it's really
okay,
good.
what's your tip for today?
Big Pat.
And just quickly, guys, your tip for next year's AFL Premiership would be?
The Swans, I think. Yeah.
You sure that's a safe bet?
Yeah, you'll win your money there.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And thank you, Sandra, from us, the Variety Cup Club Lunch Melbourne Cup. Back a winner.
Thanks, Sammy. And of course, I just noticed on the back of the Swans there, we had the ever so delightful, goodness me, I've lost my way, the ever so delightful makeup artist from Network 10, Melinda Wayne. And I noticed Selena Edmonds just tucked behind there, of course, Network 10's Perth news reader. So it's great to see everyone out in force celebrating across the country, if not across the world. Stay with us here on 10. Loads more action, fun, glamour and fashion right here. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. As you can see, the former Adelaide Crow star Darren Jarman and I know Leighton Hewitt, tennis sensation, and enjoying themselves as so many of us are this Melbourne Cup Carnival. Day 2 of 4 fabulous days of racing. So welcome back to Flemington. Well, race 5 is upon us. Peter and Jenny are in the mounting yard. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Sandra. Once again, good afternoon. That's the first time anyone said that to us today. It's not great down here, but it's Melbourne Cup Day, and a couple more late scratchings, importantly, to report, Sandra. In race 6, number 9, Miss Mayfair, and number 12, Presidential Suite, are out because of the state of the track. 9 and 12 out of race 6. So I've had a few late scratchings, Jen.
Yes, there might be a few more too. We'll just have to stay tuned for that one.
Let's have a look at these horses in race 5, the Schweppes 1000. And here is the horse that we were talking about before, Depraved. He's the class runner of the race, but he's got 58 and he's got barrier 6, which seems to be the wrong side of the track. Stephen Arnold rides for Russell Cameron.
He's a super consistent type of horse, Peter. He does carry weight normally. The track shouldn't worry him all that much, but obviously he's going to have to get into the best lane, and that is obviously, well, we think at this stage it's definitely on the outside. So I think it'll be hard to beat.
Number 2, Barcata, Damien Oliver, the rider for Lee Freeman. They've already had success over the carnival. Lee's trained 3 winners.
Yes, he said, well, he's had a couple of lousy years. I was just speaking to Lee and he needs to improve. Damien to ride. A little query about this horse in the wet going. He's going to get a bit of pressure here. I'd say he's there with some sort of each-way chance.
And then we go over the page, and if I can turn the stuck-together pages in my race book to number 4, Magic Heaven, Karen McAvoy for Neville Parnham.
Well, Magic Heaven was unbeaten as a 2-year-old and has put in a couple of average efforts, although probably a little unlucky. Missed the start at Moonee Valley and chased hard. Back to the 1000 may suit, a place chance.
Number 5 is Bouvery's Jess. Craig Williams takes the ride for John Simons from the magnificent Macedon Lodge property, which is where Ethereal's being trained from.
Yes, this horse has won down the straight at Victoria Park. He is a dry tracker though, Pete, so that's a concern.
Yeah.
Otherwise I would have given him a chance.
All right, then we go down to number 6, and that is Ashkalita. Brett Preble will take the ride here. And Cliffy Brown, who has a couple of horses or in a flurry engaged in the Melbourne Cup a little bit later on.
I think the back to the 1000 metres may suit this horse a bit better. It's had 7 weeks off, so that will certainly help. I mean, it goes into this race nice and fresh. The blinkers come off here and could improve. Now we're just getting the siren, so it looks like there's another scratching, Pete. I don't know if you can hear it.
It's very hard to hear the public address system, so we'll get maybe Roy Higgins could possibly go and check on that late scratching for us. So we'll get Roy to check on the late scratching in the final event on the card, I think it is. We got down to number 10, Grand Esteem. Brian Yorker's the rider for Bruce McLaughlin.
This horse is racing very well in restricted company, Pete. May not have enjoyed the slow track at Caulfield, but then again, it's got a slow track here today. I'd say at best a rough hope here.
And the late scratching, Roy has checked into it. Race 10, number 18, El Daran. Race 10, number 18, El Daran is a late scratching. On to 11, Markovet, Larry Cassidy.
This horse is resuming as well, nice and fresh here with 52. A nice win at Warwick Farm and its latest effort. A chance here.
Trifecta, please, Jennifer.
The trifecta, and my book stuck together as well. Number 1, Depraved, from number 3, Oh Can He Go, and number 4, Magic Heaven.
Let's see what Tote Punters have made of it as we check out the figures on race 5 with Dan Malicki.
Depraved still a warm favourite, Pete, on Super Tab at odds around $2.80. Barcata at $4.60. Magic Heaven about $9. Burberry's Chest 16. Ashkalita 11. These are Super Tab figures. Biggie Isle at 31, number 7. 10 is Grand Esteem, 7.80. Same price for number 11, Markovette. They are up on the screen now. You can compare the dividends from the different TABs. Biggie Isle, $12. Here's a Queensland galloper, though, hence the big unders there. We get to 12. Sausalito at $27 on Super Tab, and Vertara, the outsider, at $54. They're going to the gates. We're not far away. Tim, what's the latest in the betting ring?
The top weight's the one they want, Dan Deprave. It's really the only one that has shortened from its opening quote. There was some money around for Markovette as well. It's drawn the good side of the track. It will come down the outside rail and goes well fresh, according to most punters down here. But number 1, Deprave, clearly the favourite in race 5.
1,000 metres the journey, naturally enough, of the Schweppes 1,000, and there they will come down the straight. Only a small field here with the late scratchings and the selections. Well, every single one of us has gone for the top one, and that is Deprave, number 1 here for race 5. Here's the quality runner of the field. Every time I hear the warning siren sounding here, I expect a late scratching in the Melbourne Cup. And the horse that I expect to come out is Carpstad Way. Now, Roy Higgins, you can tell us a little bit about this as we take a look at the Cup totes. There is a story developing here.
Yes, I believe that the trainer of Carpstad Way, Chris Wood, has been in and out of the stewards room a couple of times negotiating that whether if he was to pull Carpstad Way out, could he have his money refunded. So I think they've gone for a ruling on it, and at this stage there's been no definite decision, and it has been going on and off out of the room for on a couple of occasions. So hang in there, because we know he does not like these conditions.
What about race 5, Roy?
Race 5, quickly, I marked the top 2, looked at 2 in the race. I went the other way. I went back to Carter. I think this guy's on the improve. Geez, a nice horse. He's on the improve. I marked him on top, the top weight, Deprave. Not a lot in him. They're both handy horses. Look well. Ascalita handles this ground. Look well in the yard here today, number 6. And of the others, 10. Grand Estime, another horse that went through looking okay after a good run at Caulfield. 2, 1, 6 and 10. Pete?
Roy Higgins, courtesy of Sport 927. Last minute update from the betting ring. Tim Gossage.
Peter Donegan, some very smart punters running up and down the rails. Bookmakers having plenty on number 11, Markovette. It has been a shorter in the last couple of minutes. Deprave will start, short price favourite, but good money for the 11, Markovette.
The rain easing here at Flemington, and that is good news for Dan Malicki and Gary Willits in the commentary box.
Yes, it is. I can actually see the starting stalls this time, Peter, so I can take a deep breath now.
Gee, I like the look of the 2. Roy Higgins said how well it looked in the mounting yard. Well, going past us down here, I thought he looked, terrific, the 2. But I thought the 1, 2 and 11 are the ones that I would be taking in a trifecta.
10 of them running. It's a straight 1,000 metres. And Vertara goes in, Markovette to link up. And they're close to a start.
Markovette's on the right side, Dan. It'll come down that outside rail where the other 2 in the 6 and the 1 and the 2 will be from 6 and 5. They'll come down the middle, I would think.
All set to go. Race 5. Deprave the favourite. Jumps from barrier 5. Racing jump. Okay, Deprave. Horse next to it, Grand Esteem, seemed to miss the start and snagged right behind them. Markovette jumped away well. They're all going to go down the grandstand side of the track, and it's Markovette showing good speed. Grand Esteem, the one that missed the start, went straight behind them and over to the outside rail, and it's going to get the path hard up against the outside rail. Deprave now has got enough speed to get across in front of it, and also up handy to them was Biggie Isle and then Barcata. It gets to about 3rd from Markovette. Next was Vertara as they go to the 600. Sausalito well back with Ashkalita and Grand Esteem. 400 to go. Deprave in front of Biggie Isle. 2 lengths Markovette ridden along, and then Barcata, and next is Grand Esteem, but it's the favourite Deprave. 300 to go. Biggie Isle's having a crack at him. 3 lengths away Markovette, and going to the lead Biggie Isle. Deprave won't shirk the issue with a big weight. He's coming back, Deprave. Deprave just in front. Biggie Isle the inside. It's Deprave in front. He's drawing away near the line, the favourite. A gutsy effort. Deprave wins it from Biggie Isle. A photo 3rd. Burberry's Jess bobbed on the line, and it's in a photo with Grand Esteem. Then Sausalito, Barcata. I don't think he handled the ground. Markovette was hard ridden 100 yards after the start, and then Vertara. Ashkalita never really with them, and neither was Magic Heaven.
Gee, Deprave had to dig real deep. I thought he was in a bit of trouble. I thought Biggie Isle had him covered, but Stephen Arnold got to work on him, and Deprave found plenty. It was a real good gutsy win. Big weight on his back, 58 kilos. gave the other horse 6 kilos. Peter, that was a very good win. He had to dig deep for that one.
Well, we mentioned the fact before the race, Gary, that he was on the wrong side of the track, and he actually had to use this horse early, Depraved, to get to the outside rail. But doesn't it make a difference when horses are able to get to the outside rail? That's him, the eventual winner. Biggie Isle in second placing there. And the horse that Dan mentioned in the race, and that is this horse here in the dark blue and black colours, went straight across the back of the field after missing the start and got to the rail and sort of trailed Depraved in the early stages.
Here, I actually thought Depraved might be in a little bit of trouble here. I thought Biggie Isle might have just had him covered. Glenn Voss is on Biggie Isle. He's put the stick over in the left hand there because the horse must have been getting. Now he's come out towards Depraved again. The head-on will be interesting. Then you can see them change that whip around. But here's Depraved. He's just getting away from him a bit here at the finish.
10 gets third, by the way. Number 10 is third, Grand Esteem. Burberry's just missing out. Look at the horse in the white cap. He sort of half went up at the start and snagged right behind him.
Yeah, and then I noticed after I got another couple of 100 metres, he really started over race here. He was he's taken hold of him trying to get a bit of cover here, Dan. And you can see he gets right up on the bit. There's the winner going across. Stephen Arnold had a look then to make sure he was clear, because you've got to be just as careful going to the outside as when you're going to the inside. You cannot, you know, be chopping the other boys a bit fine. But he's got over here. It's Biggie Hill got up alongside him, and here's the photo for third.
With Burberry's just missing out. Number 10 running third. John Letts.
Yes, Dan and Stevie Arnold, we were just discussing this horse, and he's a very tough little customer, Steve.
Yeah, that's right. He's a good horse over 1,000 metres, and he had to dig deep today, and he did.
Steve, you drew the inside. Did you have to use much petrol to get across?
I was actually quite surprised how easy he got across. He's got good skate speed, and with a 58, he's done a good job to keep going.
There he is in the photo. The other horse has definitely headed you, Biggie Isle, but didn't he fight back under his big weight, and on the line, you could say, well, he was going away again. Big future for this horse.
Yeah, exactly. I was always pretty confident that he was going to find something when I really got him to his top. But with a 58, it's good effort.
Yeah, good effort on this track too. Congratulations, Steve.
Thanks a lot, John.
Stephen Arnold, the winning rider, out on the track, and here is the winning trainer under the umbrella, Russell Cameron, 58 kilos, wrong side of the track. Pretty good performance, that.
Yeah, it was a good effort. The horse has been racing really well, and very honest horse.
How important was it that he found the outside rail early, Russ?
Oh, I think I like horses I think they race better once they're more tracked, once they get the outside, so rather than being out in the middle, so I think it was important.
Do you reckon it makes a difference for the Flemington horses when they come up the straight 1,200 metre course here?
Oh, we don't see a lot of it, right, as much as everyone thinks, but it's certainly, you know, it is a good help.
Congratulations, well done.
Thanks very much.
Russell Cameron, the winning trainer. Depraved, yes, as we said, he had a few things going against him, but he also had a few things going for him. Stephen Arnold, the rider, Russell Cameron, the trainer, and when he was able to get across and use the horse to get to the rail, he did a brilliant job, and he also showed plenty of courage to fight off Biggie Isle in the closing stages, and Grand Esteem number 10, ridden by Brian York, in third placing. So there you have the field coming back to scale after the running of race 5. We are getting ever closer to the big one, as you can see from the archway, to his new Melbourne Cup, to be run at 10 minutes after 3, less than 2 hours away from now. We head to the break as you continue to watch Network 10's live and exclusive coverage of the second day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival from Flemington. Hopefully we're about to get the weight signal after race 5, the Schweppes 1000, middle point of a big day at Flemington, Melbourne Cup Day 2001. And that's not a warning siren, that's the public address. Correct weight is there. Weight is right, brought to you by Liberty Financial on the 5th, with Depraved winning from Biggie Isle and Grand Esteem. Numbers are 1, 7 and 10. Dan Malicki has the dividends, and I think that young lady was in the Depraved colours, Dan.
It certainly was. 220 and 140 Depraved, 760 Biggie Isle, 220 Grand Esteem. The Quinella paid 41.40, Exacta 52.60, Trifecta 492.40, and the running double 7 and 1, $18.50. Well, it was about time, but I think that you can safely say that the first favourite of the carnival has arrived. Tim.
The scoreline is 13 bookmakers, 1 punters, and the punters are dancing for joy. It might even bring rain. No, we don't want that to happen. But yes, they certainly finally got some money. I can tell you that Moon Dragon will open up favourite in race 6, pretty short too. And, well, Lee Friedman, let's hope he can have another winner, and so too Damien Oliver. To the Melbourne Cup, and I can tell you this is serious money now for Persian Punch. It is in underneath double-figure odds. So Persian Punch is the one that they've come for. Bit of specking for Sky Heights as well, and down the bottom Rain Gauge and Big Pat. But the serious money in the Melbourne Cup, 2 races away, is for number 1, Persian Punch.
Whoa, and there goes Jen's hat. And she just grabs it in time as we have a look at the dividends for race 6. Oh, it's all happening down here. The Grand Jura, $9.50. Angora, $9.60. 29 for Cosmic Strike. You right there, Jen?
Oh dear, lucky that wasn't on here.
Moon Dragon, $3. And Sami, $5.70. Hepton Stall, $6. Number 8 Largo at $8.20. Over the page will go, and they're all at pretty long odds. Now, you got your hat back on again. What are your selections?
Oh, okay, Pete. Number 5, Ansami. I think the pace is going to suit Ansami here. I think there'll be quite a bit of pace on, and she'll get back, and she should be running on strongly. Number 4, Moon Dragon. Damien Oliver to help along there. That should help. And number 8, Largo, I've put in for 3rd.
Okay, well, I've got a mystery selection there, Hepton Store, because I've actually gone for number 4, and that is Moon Dragon. Moon Dragon, my choice in race 6. And you know what? That'll make Hepton Store an absolute moral. Let's go down to the presentation now after the Cadbury Schweppes, and representing the company is Mr. Doug Lovelace.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Victoria Racing Club Committee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Schweppes is again delighted to be a major sponsor and supplier to the Victoria Racing Club. Schweppes' sponsorship of the VRC and its involvement in Cup Day now extends over some 30 years. The Schweppes 1000 is a quality handicap sprint for 3-year-olds, and Schweppes have been proud sponsors of this race since 1996. Deprave finished in brilliant style after being headed, and now joins previous winners of this race such as Danajaya and Tilt the Scales. Our congratulations go to Deprave and to the owners, Fern Court Racing Syndicate, to Russell Cameron, the trainer, and to Stephen Arnold, the jockey, for a well-judged ride. So on behalf of Schweppes, it's my pleasure to present the Schweppes 1000 trophy to the winning owner, John Manuel. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winning connections of Deprave. Terrific performance to take out race 5, the Schweppes 1000. And the next one is the one that we all look forward to, because it is the leader to his new Melbourne Cup, the Great Western. It comes up at 2:10.
It doesn't matter what your mode of travel is, everyone's trying to make their way to Flemington. They were just on the Maribyrnong River there, but as you can see, characters are plenty. That's probably a wise idea for an outfit today for those who are feeling the cold. Now, I have 2 local Melburnians, and I might add the stars of 10's critically acclaimed new series, The Secret Life of Us, Sibylla Budd and Spencer McLaren. Great to have you with us today.
It's great to be here.
Yeah. Fantastic. Now, I understand first cup for the 2 of you.
Yes, we're cup virgins.
All right. Now, you know, how are you enjoying the day so far? A little bit damp, but you're having a good time?
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's great atmosphere. There's so many people out to have a good time.
Spencer, you play Richie. You play an actor in the series. That can't be too hard.
Not a stretch, you know.
What about you, Sibylla? You play this political staff of Gabrielle.
That's a big stretch. But, you know.
Yeah. I was, of course, being mischievous. Now, tell me, you haven't been to a cup before, but you're obviously into the swing of things. Got any idea for a tip this afternoon?
Look, I'm going ethereal. Only because it's a New Zealand horse.
Really?
And I just think because they're used to the weather, I don't know.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to have a reason.
I have no reason.
I'm with Karasi, and may the horse be with you, because dead track, wet weather.
But tell me, in the past, if you're locals, how come you haven't made it to the Cup? You've always enjoyed it somewhere else, as half the country do?
My mum always has a cup barbie or something like that, so I generally do it at home.
Yeah.
So, and go down the tap, put a bet on, and have a party rather than get involved in the frenzy.
Yeah, and I guess because it's always wet, we always just do it in the living room. Sit in the living room where it's warm.
That line could live to haunt you, Sibylla.